Tonight on your News at 9, Joplin firefighters extinguish a fire near downtown Joplin. Plus, a Riverton, Kansas business holds a special event for local frontline workers fighting the coronavirus. We're checking it out.
One lucky Mega Millions winner in Michigan getting a whole lot richer overnight. In New York, I'm Alex Hogan. I'll have that story coming up.
Meteorologist Nick Kelly has your weather. Sports director Jacob Leonard's on sports. I'm Mike Mahoney, and this is your KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Well, thanks as always for tuning in. A fire broke out near downtown Joplin earlier today. The fire started in a commercial building on the 400 block of East 8th Street. Officials with the Joplin Police Department say there were no injuries. The Joplin Fire Department, Police Department, and EMTs all responded to the scene. Riggs Chiropractic in Riverton took some time to honor those on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic today. Frontline workers were invited to a get-together called Lovin' on Frontline Workers. There was a breakfast bar, spinal screenings, spine classes, and something everyone could enjoy, massages. Riggs says this is just their own way of giving back to those who give so much.
Just some of us seeing a need for healthcare workers. They're so overworked right now, and we just wanted to say thank you, and so we just figured out a way that we could do that and to pamper them a little bit.
Mental health screenings were also offered at today's event. All right, it's time for a look at your first weather. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Nick Kelly.
Just a quiet Saturday, Mike. Temperatures where they should be for this time of the year. The almanac showed us starting at 25 this morning, topping out around 44 again. Pretty much on par with where we should be for late January around here. Underneath the clouds, though, we haven't seen anything falling from the skies yet ahead of our next storm system on the way in. But now we're starting to see more signs of rain developing on the southwestern sides of Grand Lake between Tulsa and Jay, Oklahoma. That's moisture that'll be filling in as we go throughout the overnight to come, where moisture has been breaching the ground off to our north. It's cold enough for that to be in the form of snow. But both of these features of moisture ahead of our next upper-level system spinning across California, and a surface low coming out of Colorado. Out ahead of those systems, though, we're still looking okay overall, upper 30s to mainly lower 40s now. I think we hold here for the rest of the night. We'll break down how the rain chances for tomorrow and the next few days are shaping up, and the week ahead as well, coming up in a bit, Mike.
Sounds good, Nick. Thanks as always. There's a lucky duck out there who's in possession of a winning Mega Millions ticket worth about $1 billion. It's not me. Fox News' Alex Hogan has the story.
One lucky person bought a ticket in Michigan that matched all 6 numbers of the Mega Millions drawing Friday night, winning them the $1 billion jackpot, the third largest in U.S. history.
What would you do with $1 billion?
I would quit right now.
No one had won the grand prize in 4 months, pushing the jackpot to record levels. The cash option is $739.6 million before taxes.
I have a whole list of things I would do. New shoes, new car, new house, heater for my pool, send my kid off to college, so lots of good things.
That jackpot winner certainly defied the odds. Your chances of winning were around 1 in 302 million. You're more likely to get struck by lightning or become the president. 10 tickets across the country matched 5 numbers to win the second prize, worth between $1 and $2 million. Third place isn't too shabby either. 187 tickets matched 4 numbers and the Mega Ball. Those will get you between $10,000 and $20,000. And the store that sold them the ticket will get a nice cut as well, around $100,000.
I don't have to be the big winner. I could just be 4 numbers would be good.
The big win coming just 2 days after someone won the Powerball in Maryland. That ticket was worth $731 million, the 5th largest lotto prize in history. Maryland allows lottery winners to redeem their prize without revealing their identity. The winner in Michigan won't have that luxury. State law requires anyone who participates in a multi-state lottery to reveal their identity. In New York, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
It's now time to honor one of our many 4-state heroes. Tonight, we recognize Philip Thron of Fort Scott, Kansas. Thron served as a seaman in the U.S. Navy and he fought in Iraq. Thank you, sir, for your bravery and for fighting for freedom. For more information on all our 4-state heroes or to nominate your own, just log on to KOAMNewsNow.com. All right, we'll be right back with meteorologist Nick Kelly and another look at your weather. Plus, rough weather continues to cause flooding in the UK, and this weekend was no exception. We've got details on what happened with the River Severn when we return.
As advertised, we started off on a cold note this morning, kept it cool for today, but at least it was nice to see the sun overtake Indigo Sky Casino Resort to start the morning out before that cloud cover really started to build in ahead of our next storm system on the way in. As far as temperatures go, a little bit cooler compared to yesterday, but not by much though. We topped out around 45 yesterday, 26 for this morning, and most of us are in the lower to middle 40s this afternoon. Unfortunately, that was the best we could do with all the cloud cover that was screaming in ever since we got the late morning and afternoon underway. But the same cloud cover, though, means we won't be turning so cold tonight. We're still sitting at 42 in Joplin, feels like 38, with the southeast breeze at 7 miles per hour. North and east of Joplin, you're holding mainly around 39 degrees, like Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada, Lamar, and Stockton Lake. And then everybody else along into the southwest of Joplin, you're holding mainly in the lower 40s right now. We're going to hold pretty much steady, if not maybe drop back into the upper 30s to near 40 as we continue to keep an eye on the more moisture building in ahead of our next storm system. The moisture so far we had today just kept us mostly cloudy, but now we're starting to see more showers popping up just along and south of the turnpike in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or in the state of Oklahoma, rather. The better moisture that's making its way down to the ground from now, though, has been staying well to the north, and it's cold enough up there to result in snow across parts of the upper Midwest. We have a few systems coming into play. First, this surface low coming out of the Rockies. That's going to pass mainly to our south into Oklahoma and then work right over us as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Then upstairs, we have a vigorous upper level low, continuing to send waves of energy our way. That will help aid in our increasing rain chances as we continue on, not only through tomorrow, but Monday as well. Looking at the rest of the night, we will see, again, the radar continue to get more active. I think for some spots, the low levels still need to moisten up a little bit more before anything makes its way down to the ground. So let's just say for the overnight hours, maybe a few areas of drizzle. But we'll stay cloudy, and we're going to stay pretty cool, with most of us in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Then I expect the rain chances to tick up to about periodic on and off light showers, if not periods of drizzle throughout the day tomorrow. And even with mostly cloudy skies, I think we can do a little bit better with temperatures. If I can get the planner to pop up. There we go. 42 in the morning, 49 by noon. I think we can get highs to about 53 degrees before the system really kicks into gear and starts bringing in the better rain chances starting tomorrow evening. If you're headed up to Arrowhead, though, for the game as the Chiefs take on the Bills. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Well, you're going to be, I'll show you that planner for the next half hour, but you're going to be fighting colder air, moisture that will result in rain and snow during the second half of the game as you stay mainly in the 30s. But look at the rain that'll pick up not only through Sunday, which could result in maybe a tenth of an inch, but more rain on the way for Monday and Tuesday. That could bring in half an inch to an inch and a half of rain. That could lead to a few low-lying spots getting a little bit flooded. So we'll keep an eye on that. But once we get into Tuesday, look at the drop in the temperatures. 27 in the morning, 44 on Tuesday. Then we'll see another system by Wednesday and another system by next Saturday. We'll break that down for you the next half hour, including the official forecast as the Chiefs take on the Bills tomorrow, Mike.
All right, thanks as always, Nick. And Nick, I've got a little bit of international weather news here. The River Severn burst its banks, flooding nearby towns in England today. Heavy rain caused the flooding, which devastated the town of Bewdley after defensive barriers there were breached. As a result, rising flood waters flooded the streets and homes, while firefighters used boats to rescue those who became trapped. Unfortunately for the town, the situation is nothing new. The same area experienced severe flooding just a year ago. Still to come, some U.S. governors are pulling their National Guardsmen out of our nation's capital. But that doesn't mean all the troops will be leaving. Some Guardsmen will be staying until mid-March, and you'll learn why right after this short break. Some governors have called their National Guardsmen home after Capitol Police forced the soldiers to vacate the Capitol and stay outside or any parking garage. But the National Guard will continue to have a major presence in Washington, D.C. through mid-March. Fox News' Lucas Tomlinson explains why.
New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu says he ordered his troops home as quickly as possible after they were kicked out of the U.S. Capitol.
That's what took a lot of us governors by surprise. And I simply said, look, they don't complain, but it's my job to really protect the team and make sure they're not put into those substandard conditions. So we pulled them out.
But not all the troops will be leaving anytime soon. The National Guard says it's cutting forces from 26,000 down to 7,000 by the end of the month. But as many as 5,000, a whole brigade, will stay through mid-March out of concern some protesters might return for the historic inauguration date of March 4th. Before 1937, all presidents took the oath of office in March. Top lawmakers on both sides of the aisle were outraged over the garage incident and offered an explanation for who gave the order.
This is what happened. There was one uniformed police officer who issued an order without authority or without going through the chain of command.
We heard about it at 9:30, got on top of it at 10, and it was solved by about 11:30.
And what was the issue?
No one from anyone on high, but a few people said they had to leave. No one understood why, but it's gone, and they all had a nice place to stay.
Over 100 National Guardsmen deployed to Washington have tested positive for the coronavirus. The Guard blames the Capitol Police for the garage snafu. The police deny the accusation. The topic of the garage never came up at the White House press briefing Friday. Fox was not there for that one. But President Biden reportedly called the National Guard chief to apologize over the incident. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
And we'll be right back with more news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. For President Joe Biden, it's back to the White House and back to work. And it's been a very busy first few days for our new president. Fox News' Mark Meredith takes a closer look.
President Biden has no public events on his schedule for this weekend, but he spent the last several days as he got into the job rolling back some of President Trump's executive actions. That includes recommitting the U.S. to the Paris Climate Accords, making sure that there be a 100-day pause on some deportations, mandating that masks be worn on federal properties, and also extending a moratorium on evictions and foreclosures through the end of March. Now, the president admits he can't do everything he wants by executive action. That's why he's calling on Congress to pass a new $1.9 trillion stimulus package. Lawmakers recently passed a package back in December. The president says that's not enough, even though some lawmakers are reluctant over this price tag. The president making his case that relief is needed now more than ever.
While the COVID-19 package that passed in December was a first step, as I said at the time, it's just a down payment. We need more action, and we need to move fast.
On Sunday, the president's economic team is expected to hold a phone call with key lawmakers to discuss how an economic package could move forward. Former California Senator, now Vice President Kamala Harris in the driver's seat as she appears to be reaching out to senators eager to make a deal. The Biden administration also counting on Congress to confirm the president's nominees. The Secretary of Defense was approved by the Senate on Friday, and we are expecting more key votes for the president's nominees for the Departments of Treasury and State early next week. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing the Biden administration over its plan to put a pause on deportations. The lawsuit cites an agreement between the Trump administration and the state of Texas requiring the White House to first consult with the Lone Star State before making any major changes to immigration policy. The proposed temporary freeze would last for 100 days. It would not apply to undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. after November 1st. Still to come, if you are excited for the big game, you are in luck. We are talking about the upcoming Super Bowl right after this short break. And we'll also be talking about the playoffs and rivalries, including the details on the bet made between the mayors of Kansas City and Buffalo, whose teams are squaring off tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. The big game will have a lot of changes this year because of the pandemic, and that includes the world-famous ads. Fox News' Ashley Dvorkin takes a closer look.
There won't be a Pepsi versus Coca-Cola Super Bowl ad showdown February 7th. Both are sitting the commercial game out. Pepsi is going to double down on its 12-minute Super Bowl halftime show with The Weeknd. And in a statement, the Coca-Cola company says this difficult choice was made to ensure we are investing in the right resources during these unprecedented times, adding, "We'll be toasting to our fellow brands with an ice-cold Coke from the sidelines." Ad space for the game is still available.
The cost is relatively the same this year, but the inventory often sells out quickly, and it hasn't this year. And I think it feels like that's for obvious reasons. Again, back to that uncertainty, I think there is a lot of brands and agencies and viewers that don't know what the Super Bowl is going to feel like and look like.
Another aspect to consider, how the pandemic is affecting production.
You make a financial commitment, you want to go out in a big way, and there's a lot of limitations to the way we've been able to produce during this pandemic to be safe for everybody involved.
Oh my gosh.
There are some brands teasing their game day plans, like Cheetos featuring Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and Doritos with Jimmy Kimmel, Mindy Kaling, and a lingering question.
There's lots of speculation online as who is Matthew and is it Matt? Is it Matthew? So those are things that I think viewers and consumers love to do and speculate.
And these may preview a tone brands will take.
My sense is that brands will show up similarly to just entertain. You know, the country's been through a lot. And I do think that there is a sense that we all need breaks.
Too much. Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Some special healthcare workers in Florida are heading to the Super Bowl free of charge. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hopped onto a virtual meeting with healthcare providers at the Sarasota Memorial Hospital this week to tell them about their opportunity to watch the big game live. The COVID patient care team will get a free trip to watch the Super Bowl, courtesy of Goodell. The game will be played about an hour south of Tampa, and the healthcare team is hoping their Tampa Bay Buccaneers can beat the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship on Sunday, so they can be there too.
I tell you, I know which teams are going to be playing in the Super Bowl because that'll be decided this Sunday, but the reason that I wanted to get on this call for a minute to thank you all is I wanted to tell you that we want your team to be there. So if you're able to swing it, I want to invite each member of your team, the 5 Waldermere unit, to be our guest at the Super Bowl. I don't know if that means you accept or not.
Yes. We accept.
The NFL is giving away about 7,500 free tickets to COVID-19 pandemic workers across the country. Kansas City's mayor made a little friendly wager with the mayor of Buffalo, New York ahead of this weekend's AFC Championship matchup between the Chiefs and the Bills. Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas put some of the city's famous barbecue on the line from local joint Gates Barbecue. But if the Chiefs come out on top, Buffaloes will send over what else? Buffalo wings. Lucas says, win or lose, it's nice to see the both long-suffering franchises experiencing some success.
One thing you will never say about Buffalo or Kansas City is that our fans are bandwagon people. We have been there through thick and thin. And for Kansas City, as a kid who grew up when I did, we went through a whole lot of years and no playoff wins. We went through some tough teams, some 2-14 seasons not that long ago. And so that's why I'm so excited. So I really like to celebrate how strong and how good of fans we are.
And the winner of the Chiefs-Bills matchup will be facing the winner of the Green Bay-Tampa Bay game in the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs come out on top, Mayor Lucas says he'll donate that prize to healthcare workers. You know, I think my mom and I ate at Gates one time during a trip to KC. It is awesome. All right, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more news headed your way, as well as another weather update with meteorologist Nick Kelly and your KOAM Sports Report with Sports Director Jacob Leonard. That's all headed your way right here on your KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. And when we return, you'll learn why so many people are clashing with the cops and getting arrested in Moscow. That story and more coming right up. Protesters are demanding that the Russian government release opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Clashes broke out between police and protesters in Moscow today. Many arrests were made, and among those detained was Navalny's wife. Navalny was arrested earlier this month after returning to Moscow from Germany, where he was recovering from a nerve agent poisoning. Navalny is Russian President Vladimir Putin's most prominent opposition, and he blames the nerve agent attack on the Kremlin. He's set to appear in court in February, where his prison term will be set. Navalny alleges his criminal conviction was illegitimate. Six Flags Magic Mountain in Southern California has transformed from an amusement park into a large-scale COVID-19 vaccination site. The theme park was filled with cars in its parking lot on Friday as Los Angeles County aims to vaccinate 4,000 people per day at the Six Flags location. Coronavirus deaths in California continue to skyrocket as 764 people died from the virus on Friday, setting a one-day record in the Golden State. All right, we'll be right back with meteorologist Nick Kelly and another look at your weather.
We started out nice with mostly sunny skies this morning, but once we got past sunrise on our Indigo Sky Tower Cam time-lapse outside of Seneca, clouds wasted no time moving in, and that did have an impact on temperatures, keeping us mainly in the lower to middle 40s this afternoon. Fortunately, it's not allowing temperatures to drop off very much. We're still sitting at 42 in Joplin, feels like 38 with the southeast breeze, and about 7 miles per hour. The humidity is finally starting to climb now at 49% as more moisture gets pulled in, especially in the lower levels. That's a key role on what's to come later. Right now, 41 in Oronogo, 42 in CJ, Galena, Baxter, and Commerce, while Fairland is sitting at 45. We have some upper 30s around Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton, Lake, and Greenfield, while everybody else, except for Wilmette and Cassville, sitting at 37. Most of us sitting mainly in the lower 40s as we continue to edge closer to the top of the 10 o'clock hour. While it was nice to keep things quiet, even though we have plenty of cloud cover in place for the afternoon, now we're starting to see more rain develop along and south of I-44, mainly in northeast Oklahoma, but starting to fill in a few spots in southwest Missouri as well. Those are the beginning of our rain chances ahead of our next storm system, which has already prompted a good deal of snow in parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. Two systems, in fact, coming into play. At the surface, this low and the frontal system is going to pass mainly to our south across central northeast Oklahoma. Then it works right over us and then eventually towards St. Louis as we go through the next few days. The same goes for the upper level low. It's going to quickly jet out of Southern California and pass right on top of us as we head into early next week, keeping us mainly with rain chances. Unfortunately, if you're fans of wintry weather, you're going to have to travel north a bit to find that with this storm system on the way. Around here, though, we're starting the late night quiet, but now we're going to see the radar pick up in activity with either light drizzle or light showers as we head through the overnight into your Sunday morning. And we'll continue with just periods of light showers and some periods of on and off drizzle as well throughout the course of the day. Despite that, a south wind of 5 to 15 and turning southeast of 5 to 10 will actually help us out with temperatures compared to today. 42 to start, all because of cloud cover, keeping temperatures in check. 49 by noon, afternoon highs right around 53. So not much to speak of in the way of heavy rainfall until we get tomorrow evening underway. But while we get our rain chances going down here, we could see rain and snow get going around Arrowhead, around halftime up until the end of the game. Either way, it's going to be cloudy and cold with temperatures staying in the 30s for the entire game as the Chiefs hopefully pull off a win against the Bills. Then we'll see more and better rain chances, even some thunderstorms work in late Sunday night into Monday. That will clear on out, so that first system coming through won't do much for us on Sunday, but by the time we start to dry things out by Tuesday, that could give us half an inch to an inch and a half of rain. Then once we get that system out of the picture, you can see how we stay quiet for Tuesday before we see another system right on its heels try to bring rain and snow chances back in here on Wednesday. So 53 for the next 2 days, despite cloud cover and rain chances around. 44 on dry Tuesday, rain snow chances with upper 30s for highs on Wednesday. Then we're dry Thursday and Friday, Mike, before more rain works back in by Saturday.
All right, thanks so much, Nick Killian. Hey, Nick, check this out. I think I found a job I might actually be good at. Candy Funhouse, a Canadian company, is seeking full and part-time candyologists to sample and review candy. Currently, the company carries 3,000 products and needs some sweet candidates to help select 10 new original candies for its inaugural Candy Funhouse branded line. The job posting says potential reviewers must taste samples objectively and consider aspects of taste, texture, and quality while rating and writing brief reviews. And it's a pretty sweet paycheck, with the job paying $30 an hour. The position is open to folks 18 and older in the U.S. or Canada who don't have food allergies. Man, I wish I had studied candyology in college. All right, stay tuned, sports fans. We are just 2 minutes away from your KOAM News at 9 Sports Report with Sports Director Jacob Leonard. We'll be right back.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are at home this afternoon for a home conference matchup against Fort Hays State. I'm going to have somebody grab this prompter for me here real quick, if you don't mind. The Gorillas are looking to bounce back after dropping their game to Nebraska Kearney on Thursday afternoon. Now, Fort Hays State has the highest scoring offense in the league, coming into the day posting 75 per game. Early on, it's Sydney Crane from the top of the key, then Maya Williams. She had 15 in this one. Problem is, though, Hayes didn't really miss in the first. Tigers go 13 for 18 in that first quarter to lead by 11. The second quarter, Tristan Gegg, she scores 10 in the first half. PSU scores 41 as a team, but still down 9. Into the third now, Jaden Hobbs. She was really good. 26 points, 12 assists for the Tigers. They're up 15 going to the fourth. Now, Tristan Gegg doing what she does in the fourth. She leads PSU with 17. Now, the freshman, Abby Dietschy for 3. Gorillas got within 8 in the fourth, but Hayes hangs on to win this one 85-73.
What a game by Fort Hays. That was just honestly a really impressive offensive game by them. And I will say that our defensive presence the first quarter was not what I wanted it to be. However, some of that is we turned it over that first quarter a lot. You know, our efficiency the first quarter, we shot 61%, we're 8 for 13. So it's just literally that we gave them some to just running and get out and shoot layups.
To the men's game now, Gorillas aim to snap a 3-game skid against the Tigers. They were on fire to begin this one, man. Bobby Arthur Williams all alone for the Jam. He scores 14 in this one. Then Quentin Hardrick off the dribble for 3. It's 12-0 at that point. Hardrick goes for a team-high 15. Now they're not done, though. Antonio Givens, really smooth on the block. Pitt State opens on a 22-4 run. And they didn't let up. Ike Moore connects from deep. PSU goes to half up 53-21. And they would go on to cruise over Hayes today, 79-68. The Missouri Southern Lions also at home today, hosting Nebraska Kearney. Now the Lion men hit a bit of a rough patch the last few weeks, dropping 4 of their last 5. Southern aims to get back on track this afternoon in their only meeting of the season with the Lopers. First quarter, Cam Martin threw traffic in the paint. Game high 20 for Martin. Lions open on a 9-0 run. Then Martin again, this time from the top of the key. Lions lead 15-14. Later in the quarter, pass to R.J. Smith. Gets his own putback. That there puts Moso up 13. Now another from Smith. Takes a pass, knocks in the deep 2. At that point, it's 26-13 Lions with 10 left in the half. Late in the first, Martin out to Avery Taggart. He knocks down the 3. Lions up 46-25 at halftime. No problems today. Southern rolls over UNK 85-57. On the women's side, MSSU looking to hand Kearney its first loss. First quarter, out to Megan Jackson. She drops in the 3. Lions on top by 1 early. Then the Cassville product. Maddie Stokes with the jumper. She had 14. Lions up 3. Later in the first, Beyonce Stocks, the freshman, knocking down the 3 from the right side. Second quarter, Carly Turnbull in the paint. Through traffic, gets it and the foul. She had a team high 18 on the day. Lions lead by 1 at half. To the third quarter now. Steal here by Caitlin Honeycutt. She takes it coast to coast for the layup at the buzzer. The Lions see their lead slip away. Big fourth quarter keeps Kearney undefeated. They beat Southern 65-57.
This is, I think, is a good stepping stone to help us with a little bit of confidence that understand that we can play with anybody in our league, and now we got to take that to the practice floor next week and be ready to go next week when we go on the road.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Welcome back to your News at 9. TV host and interviewer Larry King has died at the age of 87. He passed away at a Los Angeles hospital today, and while no cause of death was given, CNN reported in early January that King was hospitalized with COVID-19. Fox News' Rick Leventhal takes a look back at Larry's legendary career.
What I do is ask questions for a living. What a way to make a living.
With his distinctive voice and trademark suspenders, Larry King ruled the talk show circuit for over 60 years.
I missed Fidel Castro. Other than that, I've interviewed, I think, every world leader.
Special treat tonight, an hour with Madonna. If we have to tell you who she is, you have severe problems.
Night after night, tens of thousands of interviews, in-depth chats with newsmakers, entertainers, and presidents.
I'm delighted to be here, Larry.
King was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1933 and launched his broadcasting career as a radio DJ in Miami in the 1950s. He rose to fame with a nationally syndicated late-night radio talk show in 1978 and was perhaps best known for hosting Larry King Live on CNN for a quarter century from 1985 until he retired in 2010. But he wasn't off the air for long. In 2012, he began hosting a show online called Larry King Now. While some critics suggested he was a soft interviewer, he won numerous awards for his work, including an Emmy and 2 Peabodys.
All I've ever done as an interviewer is I never brought opinions. I left my ego at the door. I never used the word I. The guest was the thing that counted.
King was married 8 times to 7 women and had 5 children. In later years, he suffered a heart attack and was treated for lung cancer. But through it all, he never lost his sense of humor or his desire to keep asking the big questions.
The one question I would ask God, okay, First, if Monica Lewinsky wants to come on, we'll bump God. No, God. My first question to God will be, did you have a son?
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry King.
Thank you.
In New York, Rick Leventhal, Fox News.
Soon after the news of Larry King's passing broke, many people began to pay their respects in their own personal ways. One man was seen dressed in some dapper clothing, laying a bouquet of flowers at King's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Countless celebrities, politicians, and other famous people took to Twitter today to pay their tributes and mourn King's passing, including former President Clinton, Bette Midler, Magic Johnson, Wolf Blitzer, Ryan Seacrest, Barbra Streisand, Oprah, and even Kermit the Frog. Larry King isn't the only American legend we just lost. Baseball icon and home run king for more than 30 years, Hank Aaron, has passed away at the age of 86. Fox News' Cody Chaffins guides us through one of the most amazing careers in baseball history.
Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7:15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
Hank Aaron, baseball's home run king. Henry Louis Aaron was born on February 5th, 1934 in Mobile, Alabama, to his parents Herbert and Estella Aaron.
She stayed home and raised them and see after while I was out there trying to work and get what I could for to feed them with. It was coming from some tough time in 32 when Henry was born.
Aaron left Mobile to first play professionally for the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro League, but it only took 3 months before the major leagues came calling. Aaron signed with the Braves organization, and some of his favorite Braves memories happened while playing in Milwaukee.
And there it goes!
Like this walk-off home run in 1957 to win the National League pennant for the Braves. They'd win the World Series that year.
That was probably one of the greatest moments I've ever had in sports, to share that not only as an individual, but shared with my teammates.
In 1966, Hammer and Hank, along with the rest of the Braves, headed south.
Hank Aaron receives the key to the city on behalf of the team.
It was in Atlanta Stadium, April 8, 1974, that Aaron, in front of a sellout crowd, hit the 715th home run of his career, breaking the mark of Babe Ruth.
If I ever wanted to hit a home run, I wanted to hit it that night. And I prayed for that moment, really. I really did. I wanted it to happen, and God answered my prayer by giving me the opportunity to do it before my home crime.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
Yes, I was able to enjoy it once I got to home plate. I said, finally over with, done with.
Aaron would leave Atlanta and return to Milwaukee for the final 2 seasons of his career. It was there that he hit his 755th and final home run on July 20th, 1976. In 1982, Aaron got the call from the Hall, and his parents and wife Billy were there to see him inducted into Cooperstown.
There's only one of these, Henry Aaron.
I feel a great sense of humility, gratitude, and appreciation for this day and for what it means to me and my family.
When you think of Hank Aaron, you think of class. Whether it was how he handled the racist hate mail he received during his home run chase.
I had to watch every moment and every pieces of mail and things like that. So it was, mine were a little bit sadder. Well, it was a lot sadder than theirs.
Or when Barry Bonds broke his record in 2007 amid rumors of Bonds using performance enhancers.
I would like to offer my congratulations to Barry Bonds on becoming baseball's career home run leader.
Aaron was awarded the Presidential Citizens Medal and the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Hank Aaron, an Atlanta icon, an American treasure.
One of the men responsible for some of the most iconic shows on Broadway has died. Bob Avian was a two-time Tony Award-winning choreographer who worked on the musicals A Chorus Line, Dreamgirls, and many more in a Broadway career that spanned 6 decades. Avian died Thursday of cardiac arrest in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, according to a publicist. Avian began his career in the 1960s as a dancer on Broadway in shows including West Side Story and Funny Girl. He received his first Tony Award as co-choreographer of A Chorus Line and later created the musical staging for Miss Saigon and Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard. Bob Avian was 83 years old. My mom and I saw Miss Saigon. Great show. All right, we're not done yet here on your KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. And once again, I'm going to end the show with some cute baby animal stories. You'll learn why the birth of these African wild donkeys at a Chilean zoo is such a big deal. That's coming up in just 2 short minutes. Don't go anywhere. More than a dozen beagles have been rescued from research labs in China. The puppies arrived safely in California thanks to the brave work of the Beagle Freedom Project. The 13 dogs are starting new lives here in the States after being rescued. The LA-based nonprofit is now in the process of finding foster homes for each of the pups before finding them forever homes. The Beagle Freedom Project has been rescuing dogs and other animals from laboratory experiments and abusive situations from around the world since 2010. There was a celebration at a zoo in Chile after the birth of some rare African wild donkeys. The Buin Zoo in Santiago welcomed the 2 rare foal, Lucrecia and Ita, who were both born earlier this month. The births are giving environmentalists hope about bringing the species back from the brink of extinction. The African wild donkey has distinct zebra-like markings which make it desirable to hunters. Less than 200 African wild donkeys are said to currently exist today in the wild. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in this weekend. We'll see you tomorrow for more KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Have a great night, and of course, stay safe out there.